This is the end. Hold your breath and count to 10. We have reached the end of Final Gen. No, we have reached the end of Birth Month. This is it. The culmination of like 2 weeks of work for me, but you're going to see a whole month of it. Boy, do I need a break. I fizzled out doing this. I'm going to relax after this. I'm probably going to watch something. I'm not to review right away. Like, I have a whole bunch of like short-lived stuff I could do. Watch a whole season of something, depending on how long it is. Who knows? But as you may have noticed, I started with a concert movie. I ended with a concert movie. Right? We started this month all the way back at the beginning of the month for you, 2 weeks ago for me, with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming out of their shells. Was it even 2 weeks? Maybe I mean less. That's probably why I'm so exhausted. I push all this together. Maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. Coming out of the shell tour, and now we are here with 1995's Wizard of Oz in concert. Dreams Come True, which was a benefit concert put on in Lincoln Center in New York, with a bunch of celebrities, basically doing the Wizard of Oz without all the special effects, and it was basically a concert, so they used a lot of pictures to move the story forward, and there they added some things, took some things out, like, really? So, okay, I remember this was heavily advertised on TNT and TBS back in the day, right? This was coming out, and I remember I had this on videotape. I recorded it, and I had it, watched it a bunch of times, and then the VHS tape that I had it on, you know, that there was the back, the plastic back, really came off. It broke off, and my mom had this rule that if a VHS tape had the back off, it gets thrown away. And I kept trying to hide it, but one day she found it and threw it away, and I lost my copy of this. Luckily, in the recent years, YouTube has found a way to reconnect me with certain things that I lost, and so here we are. So we have stars here. All right, we have Jewel, who was just sort of starting to become famous in 1995. She plays Dorothy, right? And then you got her three. Well, first of all, there's no Uncle Henry. No, Aunt Em is played by Lucy Arnaz, the daughter of Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. So there's that. Joel Grey plays the professor. I forgot his name, but he's basically the wizard. He's the wizard and all the characters that guy played. So he's basically that guy, right? And then you have Deborah Winger, who plays Elmira Gold, sort of, but she's mostly the Wicked Witch. And you have this little boy who plays Toto, and they, acknowledges little boy. The boys, I heard it said both ways. The Boys Choir of Harlem, or the Harlem Boys Choir, I've heard it both ways. They say it both ways in this special, actually. Like, they're announced as the Boys Choir of Harlem, but then during behind the scenes stuff, someone calls them the Harlem Boys Choir, and then the Boys Choir of Harlem within the same sense. I don't know. They're the Munchkins, by the way. And then you have the three people that are most important. The Scarecrow, played by Jackson Browne, who I swore was Keanu Reeves back in the day, just because the way he looks with the hair. I mean, he's older than Keanu Reeves, but his hair has the same length as he was in Bill and Ted, and he does this a lot, which is something that Ted does. So I associated that with him, even though I knew it wasn't him. I just associated it because I'm a Bill and Ted fan. The Tin Man, played by Roger Daltrey of The Who, which I didn't know back in the day. Now I do. And his rendition of his song is by far the best new version of one of the songs in the show. And you have Nathan Lane as the Cowden Lion, who, in the behind the scenes stuff they show before and after they go to commercial, he stated he didn't want to go far from Burt Lahr's performance And you can see that in his performance. You can see that he was trying to. So I got itch. That he was trying to embody that. Even saying the naive, like Burt Lard did. So he kind of embodies that version of the character. And then we have. That did actually. Oh, Glinda, the Good Witch, played by the late Natalie Cole. Yeah, and I remember not liking her the most, and rewatching this. Yeah, she kind of. I don't know. They kind of pushed Glinda in and out of this. She wasn't much in the original, but I don't know. I feel like she gets less here for some reason. I don't know. So we start out with Joel Grey as the Professor Calamitous, what the hell his name is, showing up and narrating the story, basically, because we can't show everything, so he narrates the story about what's going on, but, it starts with her talking to Aunt Em, and Aunt Em basically pushing her off like it does in the movie, and then she sings Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and then it goes back to him. By the way, her rendition is good, but something off is I think she's trying too hard to be Judy Garland, because I've heard her sing, and she is going way deeper. Somewhere over the rainbow. She's really going for it, and it doesn't sound very much like her singing. It's like they instructed her to sing more boisterous, more out there, more because it was a theater thing. I don't know. I always felt that theater performers go way too much in the octaves. The 100th episode of Legend of Tomorrow is a good one. Okay, so you got Martin Stein, played by, I forgot his name, but he's also a theater actor, right? So normal people would sing it, good morning, it's great to stay up late, a good morning to you. But he's a theater actor, so he overdoes it. Good morning, good morning. It's just like, I get what he's trying to do, right? And it works for certain things, but he's going over the octave. He's going up too much, too many octaves, going too overboard. I think that's what Julie's doing here. Although it's not bad. I'll say it's not bad. It feels like she's trying too hard to get that Judy Garland-ness of it. But, So, that happens. And then we cut back to the professor dude. And he starts talking about Miss Elmira Gulch. And I'm like, shouldn't that have happened before the song? But it's when he doesn't mention taking a dog. It's just that they run away and end up there. We get the whole skit where they talk about, running away to the heads of Europe. And then, of course, he scams her and she runs back home. Again, we see a picture. And then it's narrated by Deborah Winger. And during the narration, is there's another bit of overboardness. And again, theater acting is one thing, but, her Wicked Witch is way too much. Like, she goes way into the squeakiness of her voice sometimes. And it, in the middle of a sentence, she changes it. Gee, I can't even go that high. Try again. She changes and squeaks her voice a little. I can't even do that. And Deborah Winger has a deep voice, so it's amazing she was able to do that. She probably had to take a lozenge or something afterwards, but I don't know. But yeah, and then it becomes the Ding Dong the Wicked Witch's Dad song, and I'm not going to, well, they're not kids anymore, but I don't know, their version, yes, the movie used actual short people, small people, little people, whatever you want to call them. These are kids. Okay, I get it, but I did like the movie version of the song better, especially. Okay, so the delivery of let this be a day of independence for all the Munchkins and their descendants, if any. But here, there's too much of a space in between it. So let this be a day of independence for all the Munchkins and their descendants, if any. I'm just like, no, just do the whole timing, like Casper says, okay? If any. That works. Not if any. It doesn't work. You know. And, even the version from the little. As cold or not, I must confirm, I've thoroughly examined her, and she's not only merely dead, she's really most sincerely dead. They slow it down. As coroner, I must confer, I've thoroughly examined her, and she's not only merely dead, she's really most sincerely dead. Why is it the cadence so slow? I don't get it. I don't know. I'm not trying to judge kids, or it's more so probably the direction they were given. It just, I don't know. I guess they put it a certain way in the movie. Anyway, follow the Yellow Brick Road, and then we meet our three people. We get Jackson Browne as the Scarecrow. He sings sort of a folksy kind of version of the song, with the help of the Crows, who are Boyz II Men. And I tell you this, if the Crows... So, people always say the Crows and Dumbo are racist, right? Then they are. We're not going to argue. But then, isn't it racist to cast a we're very known black band nonetheless, as Crows? I'm just saying. Maybe they weren't. Maybe they didn't acknowledge that Dumbo was racist yet. But I don't know. I'm just saying. But Boyz II Men is fine. I was like Boyz II Men, But I like Jackson Browne's version of "If I Only Had a Brain." These versions of the song are a little more extended, because they start with a little thing at the beginning of each one. This one is. Said a blackbird, no, said a scarecrow swinging on a pole, to some blackbirds sitting on a fence. Oh, the Lord gave me a soul, but forgot to give me common sense. Well, the blackbird said, well, what the dunder would you do with common sense? The whole thing, an intro before it gets to, I would while away the hours, conferring with the flowers, consulting with the rain. There's even an extended ending too, because it goes into like a saxophone playing, and he goes back to, and I could tell you why the ocean's near the shore. Ooh, I could think of things I never thought before. And then I'd sit and think some more. And then it changes. The reason, not the reason, of things I can't explain, then perhaps I deserve you and be even worthy of you if I only had a brain. And then Dingleberry after that. That line makes me think that the Scarecrow's in love with Dorothy. We all know Dorothy's actually supposed to be a little girl, right? Like, I know that Judy Garland was 16 when she played the role, but then you look at Return to Oz in the 80s, and Fairuza Balk was like 10, 12. So, I don't know. She's supposed to be a little girl. So that line is kind of confusing. Jewel was in her 20s, but still. I'm just saying. And then we get Roger Daltrey with the best rendition of one of these If I Only Had a Blank songs. Roger Daltrey is the Scarecrow. Tin Man, coming out to a rock version of I Only Had a Heart. And again, it starts with a little ditty at the beginning, and then it just becomes a rock variation of it, and it's fantastic. And then, instead of going straight to the next song, we get a little thing in the middle of, we actually get an introduction to the lion, and the whole, I'll get you, Pee-wee, and all that whole thing. What you rather buy, dude? The whole thing, and then you get the song. And again, it's an extended version because there's an added line at first where he goes, I could further change my habits, never more be scared of rabbits. And then if you notice, Roger Daltrey jumps. I don't know if that was supposed to happen or if it really made him jump. I run it a couple times, I couldn't tell. if it was real or not, but I don't know, it could be. Maybe he just went with it. Who knows? But it seems like, and this is going to be surprising, I'm sure, probably not. Nathan Lane did some ad libbing, I'm sure, especially the King of the Forest song. But yeah, and then there's it's an extended version, of course. There's uh, yeah, there's why with my regal Bezer I could be and not a Caesar if I only had the knife. And then at the end of each one, of course, they do I have to say the Wizard, Wonder Wizard of Oz, and of course there's that chord. Dun, 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 dun. We're off to see the Wizard, the Wonderful Wizard of Oz. I don't know if Nathan Lane ad libbed this or if he just said I want to do that, but when it was time for that chord, he goes, because of the wonderful things he does, we're off to see the Wizard, the Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Right? So, again, they gloss over some things. Like the whole poppies thing is glossed over pretty quick. They kind of just go over it. No funny weather what having. No pointing out the fact that it doesn't affect the Scarecrow and the Tin Man like in the movie. No, we just gloss over it. And then there's the Emerald City, and we get a song that I fast forward through because it's an added song that's not really necessary. But you know what happens. You go in there, and we get what's probably my favorite song. And I thought about this when they were playing it. Ha ha ha, ho ho ho, and a couple of tra-la-las. That's how we laughed the day away in the merry old land of Oz. Listening to it, Joel Grey performs most of it, with the others coming in later. But it's like, I think that's actually my favorite song from The Wizard of Oz. I don't know why, but it's a toe tapper. I don't know, I like it. I think it's my favorite one. I don't know. But then, of course, the witch shows up, get the writing, surrender Dorothy, and then they gotta go see the wizard. I'll go talk to him, and then we get the King of the Forest song. Right. So Nathan Lane obviously added some of this, or he had some input while doing this, because he goes, "Fi, we're king of the forest, not queen, not duke, not prince, or the artist formerly known as Prince." Yeah. But I also like this song too. And Nathan Lane does a pretty good job of embodying that Burt Lauerisms. And then instead of saying they can't get in, they just get in. They don't do the crying scene. They're in there. We get the wizard scaring everybody, and then you gotta get the broom of the wicked witch, or the witch of the west, as he says. Then, so in case you don't know, there's a scene deleted from the movie. If you have special features on the Blu-ray or 4K, you get an animatic for it. But there was a deleted scene in which the jitterbug bites them, and they're forced to dance and sing. There's actually a line in the movie that's still in the movie where the witch says, "Oh, don't worry about them. I sent a little insect along to get them." It's kind of like in the Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Good luck getting to the concert, losers. Even though nothing happens. Again, nothing happens here. I have a complaint. So they deleted the reference with the poppies where the Tin Man and the Scarecrow aren't affected. And I think it's because what they do here wouldn't make sense otherwise. So the Jitterbug shows up and bites all of them, including the Tin Man and the Scarecrow, who are not human and therefore would not be affected. In fact, the bug couldn't bite tin, and the other guy's made of straw, so it wouldn't make sense. But for this dance sequence, they have to all be effective, so they all sing. So they get the Jitterbug song. But it still doesn't make any sense why Scarecrow and Tin Man are affected, because they're not human or even, organic. They're not alive per se, which is probably why they don't have a brain or a heart. Yet the Tin Man, the Scarecrow references his heart at some point in the movie, but we also don't get the Scarecrow with his pistol either, which is in the movie. Anyway, after that song and dance reference, they kidnap Dorothy, and we just skip to the part where the witch gets hit with the water. Yep, we get oh. We don't get you. You will die in this amount of time. We don't get the others. You know, I understand there's a concert and there was a lot they couldn't do, but we don't get them sneaking in. Nope, we hear splash and then she's melting. Oh, what a world! What a world! What a world! Then they bring the broom back to the wizard. Of course, he backs out of it, and then pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. And then we, you know, the scarecrow gets a diploma, which getting a piece of paper doesn't not make you say you're smart. And again, I can never get that isosceles triangle. It's equal to the other side or something like that. And then you have the Tin Man who gets a triple cross. I guess. No, that's the. Well, it's a clock. It's like a clock watch thing in the movie, and then the um what's it called? The lion gets the triple cross, the badge of courage, and of course they also skipped the balloon stuff. In fact, Glinda just shows up in the wizard's office, for lack of a better term. Says, "Oh, you can go home all the time. You gotta click your heels 3 times," and then they repeat the rendition of "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" with everyone singing. Also, there's a couple other songs. Ronnie Spector comes on to sing a song about something or other. Someone comes on to, I think she sings, she recaps "If I Only Had a Brain," whatever. Someone recaps "If I Only Had a Brain, Heart, and Nerve" songs after all they've all been sung. That like they need to have this be like an hour and a half or however long it is. Yeah. Crumbs or something on me. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Did I brush something? I had popcorn shrimp for supper, but like crumbs on my neck or something. I don't know. I don't know. But this was fun to go back and watch, but there's problems. There's problems. Do I give it a rating? Because it is technically a TV thing, right? Mm. 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 Thirsty. Nah, it's good. It's something to go back and watch and remember when I was younger, but it's a TV thing. I'm not going to give it a rating. If I did, I would say it's a low, pretty good to a high, middle in the road, but it doesn't matter. So, what are your thoughts on Wizard of Oz in concert? Dreams come true. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I want to say thank you for joining me for another birth month. This has been fun to go through. I'm not that it's going to matter to you because you won't know. I'm going to take the rest of the month off and relax, play some video games, watch some TV, movies, whatever. You may see an occasional short-lived pop-up, although by now, if there's any, they would have already popped up, so who knows. But, yeah. But I thank you for coming along with me again. As far as March goes, provided I'm rested, I that poll, 400. We're almost at 420. I know we're almost at 420, and it's gone by so fast. Like it would make a week since I got 400 already. So, Dragon Ball Z movies are what won. I don't know if even you can still vote on that. That doesn't matter because they won. And as far as that goes, I'm just doing the Dragon Ball Z ones, the original ones from the set. Okay, because I'm not too, you know, to be specific, I'm not going to do Battle of the Gods, Resurrection F, Broly, or Superhero. Those are technically Dragon Ball Super. Right? I'm not doing any of the Dragon Ball ones either, or the one Dragon Ball GT one, because I'm just doing the Dragon Ball Z. So from Dead Zone to Wrath of the Dragon. That's it. Those ones. That's all I'm doing. Is those, which is like 13 of them, I think, which is a lot. But I'll be doing those hopefully in March if I'm well rested. Which is why I'm saying I don't want to do a lot. I say that, but then who knows what I can do. So what I'm saying, if I do a short-lived, I can binge a couple seasons and do a review, and that who knows, or I can just take some time off and watch whatever, which is kind of what I want to do. But yeah, so again, thank you for joining me Birth Month. I thank you for watching this review specifically. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.